Welcome, all my fellow achievers. Thank you for being here at the Victory in Business Accountability and Success Call. I'm excited to have you all here. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about how to move your business forward faster by focusing on less, right? So we will jump into that in the last few minutes of the call. Hello, Kathy. Welcome, honey. Good to see you. So, last week and the week before, we all talked about our goals. This week, I want to kind of focus on what are we doing to get ready for the conference? And if we don't know, what should we be doing? All right. So, Joey, are you going to be able to come out to conference this time? October?
This one I won't, so I'm planning after February.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. All right, so let's go around and see what everyone is doing currently to get themselves all geared up and ready for the conference. Who would like to start? No hands, no hands. I was going to call on you, Eva.
I am working on my signature presentation and also deciding which of the books I'm going to actually start editing and putting in.
Okay.
And just kind of setting that up and then looking at who I have coming and how I want to approach that. Because depending on who verifies that they're coming depends on, which approach I'm going to take.
Right. And also, that we can go with you through your list of guests before the conference. Rob normally does this with all the leaders anyway. Go through your list and see how to approach different people. And if you have guests, you guys, this is for all of you. Set up those one-on-ones during the conference with those guests so you can sit down, even if it's just 15 minutes. Pop out of the room, sit down with them or meet them before or after and give them a little bit of extra love. All right, fantastic. Thank you, Eva. Larry, my darling, what are you getting ready for the conference?
Getting more updated information so that I can better connect with the people at this level, which is a big step for me.
Yes. And, always reach out. We're all here to help you. Reach out if you need any assistance or any support.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Hi, Dan. Welcome.
Hello.
And I know you're coming out to the conference. We're excited to see you. And we're actually talking about what is everybody doing in their business to get ready for the conference. Have
Awesome.
you thought about that? What are you doing?
Yeah. I just finished it up today. I've never really actually been to any like events like on this scale. So I'm really excited for it. I just ordered a sample of like a little pamphlet thing I've made. So like almost like a handout type of deal that just kind of has information, links, all that kind of the QR codes, all that kind of stuff. That's just like a take with you type of deal. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. And I'll talk a little bit about how to connect and really follow up with your people afterwards too, maybe in the next call, but there's some strategies to that too. Once you have people taking that flyer, clicking on your QR code, what is it you're doing after that to follow up with them? That's very important. Right. David.
Hey, pretty much similar to what Dan was talking about, having a flyer, at least a printed piece, or maybe something when I interact with people, I can just pull up on my phone. Yes. It makes it really easy. And then maybe that leads to a landing page that I've created exclusively for Achieve members, because then it makes it more personal. Like it's a more of a personal thing. And then also putting together a digital presentation. So maybe you have it available in my room or something like that, so I can talk to somebody and actually do some one-on-ones while I'm there.
Great.
Get that done.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be good.
Yeah, those one-on-ones during the conference are so powerful. You'll see we rarely see Robert because that's all he does all day. It's one-on-ones. And I mean, we want you guys to be in the room. We don't want you to pull your guests out of the room for too long, but it
Right.
is important to give them that personal attention, schedule those one-on-ones. Like I said, keep them short, but do make those personal.
Yeah, like 15 minutes. I mean, it doesn't have to be very long. It's not a 2-hour thing because that gets boring for anybody. So
Right.
but if at least you can give them a taste of what you've got going on to see if there's interest to follow up, then great.
Exactly. Hi, Alexa. Welcome, honey. Good to see you. Actually, I'll take a moment here while I have you to quickly introduce everyone to you and let them know what you're coming to do here at the conference. Do you want to share, Alexa, with everyone who you are? You're muted, so just unmute yourself, honey.
Hi, I'm Alexa Oliva, and I will be at the conference with my husband, who is an international speaker and motivator. He teaches leadership and human behavior, and he's going to be doing a keynote on Friday, I believe.
Yeah, just a very short presentation.
And then on Sunday, we're having a workshop for goal setting. A lot of people don't really understand how to set a goal, develop it, and then see it through into completion. And so that is exactly what we're going to teach people. And only because I am promoting this, because I know that it works every year. Because of this program, I'm doing 60 to 70% of the goals that I establish. And it's moved my life into an excellent gear that I just absolutely love. And that's what I want to share with everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Alexa. Alexa also has a production studio and they do speaker reels. So if any of you need promotional speaker reels, she did both my reels. They're excellent at what they do. She will also be offering those at the conference. So chat with her if you get a moment. Bert's workshop's amazing. I've done it. It's great. So if you are able to on Sunday, go to that. We've posted it in the group so far. We will be sending out some more newsletters on it. Contact me if you want to know more about it. We want to make sure you guys all get involved if that's something for you. Thank you, Alexa. Awesome. Sherry, welcome. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Do you want to share with us what you are doing in your business right now to get ready for the conference?
Well, the last 5 weeks have been very interesting for me with falling down a flight of stairs and breaking my shoulder.
Oh my gosh, girl, I'm so sorry. How's that recovering?
You know what? I'm doing really well. And actually, it's crazy how a trauma can just focus you on what's really important and not important. I think the whole first week after falling and after surgery and all of that, I just thought, you know what, this week could be far different for my family if something worse had happened. And so, the reality is I could have broke my neck, I could be dead, I could be paralyzed. So really glad for where I'm at. It's painful, but it's coming along, so I have no complaints whatsoever. However, my mind has been in a muddle really for about the last 4 weeks. We also have our brand new newborn grandson living here as well. So now we have 3 children, 4 and under, in our home.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And so I am listening to all of you guys. I'm very excited. I'm getting some really good ideas. And I'm actually moving my business along. I wouldn't say for this conference, but just in general anyway. It's kind of a relaunch for me.
Fantastic.
So very excited for the time.
Fantastic, sweetheart. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned, and firstly, prayers to you. Hope you feel better soon.
Yes,
Secondly,
thank you.
Glad you mentioned that you're getting tips, because that's the reason I'm actually going around and seeing what everyone is doing, because you might pick up something from someone else that you haven't thought of and that you should be doing for the conference. All right. So Kathy Riley, my love, nice to see you, and welcome Kelly and Laura. Kathy, share with us how you are getting ready for the conference.
Hello, friends. So I too am putting together like little flyers for my upcoming Unleash Your Vision event. Of course, my dog starts barking now.
Of course.
So sorry about that. But the other thing I'm doing is being very strategic about my time. So I'm a big believer on time blocking. I think it's great for your mindset on how to get focused on any event that you're doing. So I'm blocking some time before and after the conference. So I really am present. And then I have the ability to follow up with individuals. So I've kind of put that into my calendar now. So, and I'm like, I'm busy, sorry, even though I know what I'm going to be doing is following up.
Yes. I love that. And that's a very important point. Thank you, Kathy. I do that too. That week or two after the conference, I block out for follow-up. You need to make time for that because, guys, I'm going to talk about focus in just a bit here, but you need to focus on, otherwise the conference is not going to mean anything to you. The main thing about conference is making those connections and then following up with them. So you go somewhere with those relationships, okay? So very valid point. Thank you, Kathy. Phyllis.
Hi, everybody. So I am so super excited about the conference. And what I'm doing is I am working on my booth for the event systems, highlighting the 7 chapter leaders that we have so far and showing people how they can either attend those groups or start their own chapters. I actually have a QR code and I'm developing through a system that I have for my business, a form that they can fill out. And it's all about my guests. I've got 12 guests so far, but I'm working on a lot more and it's all about them. So I've been meeting with each of my guests and seeing what they're looking for, what would make this a successful conference for them. So I plan on setting up at least 5 meetings for each of my guests. So what are they looking for? What would a great referral be? And that's what I'm working on.
Awesome, Phyllis. Awesome. There's another huge tip, you guys. It is about your guests. And if you haven't invited those guests yet, you better get on it, because what I like to tell people is, remember, this is not only the Achieve Systems conference. This is your conference. This is a platform for you to have your guests show up and go, wow, David's part of something huge. Wow, Dave, and Dan is in this big organization. Wow, we have all the support, right? It's you have us as a platform to show you off at the event, right? So make use of that. Charles, do you want to share with us what you are getting ready for the conference?
Besides the postcards I created, I'm playing around with other ideas to see what I could do to boost my business.
Okay, so yeah, take some of these ideas today that everyone is sharing. I love David's idea of having a landing page specifically for the guests that come to the conference. You can send them there, they can put their email addresses in there for you, and you have them in a list, right? So that's another great idea. Thank you for sharing. Laura, my darling.
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm really excited because I just had a whole new logo designed, so it'll be upgraded from this. So
And it's
the pop-up
beautiful.
banner. Yep, the pop-up banner for my White Sand Self-Care chapter and stuff is on its way. It's being produced today. I need to put together flyers for that. I need to do the flyers for Achieve Academy for launching my program. So that's what I'm working on for getting it together for conference.
Good, fantastic, fantastic.
And new business cards.
Love it. And I love your new logo. It is beautiful. It
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah. Kelly, are you with us, honey? Can you speak? Are you driving?
I can speak. I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Good to see you. What are you working on for the conference?
So I am getting all of my guests registered today, thanks to Phyllis helping me out with that. I have everyone from like my doctor to people on my sales team already flying in to experience Achieve. So I'm excited about that. And then I need to order new business cards and brochures and all that good stuff. But I'm really enjoying, just in the few minutes that I've been on, hearing other people's ideas, and like what Kathy said, blocking that time after the conference, I think is going to be really important. Because a lot of times I come away with like a million different leads and business cards and all sorts of stuff. So I need to have a system that I just started looking at. It's basically like a CRM to have all of those, you know, logged and then actually do something with the leads that I get.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you, Kelly. And if I may make another suggestion, a lot of you heard me say this in June as well. Have some blocked times. What I do is I create a spreadsheet with times that I have available, so people can actually put their names in those slots already on the day at my table, or I just book them on my phone right there and then. But you know, you're not able always to talk to everybody. So what I do is I have the sheet on my table that says Monday at 2:15, Tuesday at 3:40 or whatever, and people can just put their names in those time slots, and I already have them booked, so I don't have to call them after the conference and say, hey, when can we talk, right? So that's just another little tip there for all you guys. Kim, I don't think we've heard from you yet.
Hi, everybody. It's really wonderful hearing all these wonderful, wonderful ideas. I'm not going to be able to make it. I have an event that weekend.
I forgot.
So I'm going, so how does one dip the toe in and be present without being present? You know, what's possible that way? Maybe Facebook page, maybe. But I have an event that got moved to the end of the month. Normally it's at the beginning, so I would have been open. And so I'm actually learning a lot and grateful and exciting to experience what everybody's doing. So thank you all.
Absolutely, honey. And we will see you in February anyway, but also anybody have any ideas for Kim, how she can stay involved, even though she won't be at the event? I would say, Kim, absolutely, you know, keep an eye on the Facebook page, because people will be, especially if they're people with guests, we will have them engage on the Facebook page if they're commenting or they're talking about things. Also, maybe look at the photos that get posted. 9 out of 10 times people tag people in the photos. There might be some names you can reach out to and connect with after the fact. Those are just some ideas.
If you're not out of town, there's happy hour. I mean, you can maybe join and meet some people at happy hour, not necessarily be there for the whole event. I don't know if you're out of town for your event or not.
Well, you know, happy hour is what, 5:30 on Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. I don't know. Maybe I might be able to do that.
Yeah, thanks
Where is that taking place this time?
It's at the hotel. So it's at the hotel where the conference is in the lobby.
Okay, that would be easier. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kim.
Good idea, Laura. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. Who hasn't shared yet? Everybody share? All right. So, you know, I wanted to take a minute. You guys know I take the last 10 minutes or so to talk about something. And today I want to talk about focus. And, you know, you're all familiar with the 80-20 rule, right? 20-80 rule, right? Everybody here familiar with that rule? Yeah. So, you know, 80% of our results or our success or our income comes from 20% of our effort, right? So what we have identified over the past 10 years is that looking at various kinds of businesses, there are a few things that if you focus on them, you can catapult your profit forward, your income forward, your business forward rapidly. The problem is, as you all know, we all have a little bit of that entrepreneurial ADD, right? Squirrel. I know, I'm always like squirrel here, squirrel there. We tend to jump around from project to project. We tend to have a lot of things going on. And I know for me, I don't know for you, but it actually makes me feel really good. It makes me feel excited, makes me feel like I'm productive, makes me feel like I've got my creative juices flowing and that I'm getting all the projects off the ground and moving forward that I want to do. But here's the problem, right? When we dilute our focus and energy, when we dilute our team's focus and energy, then it slows our progress down instead of speeding us up. Right. So it's like, I know Rob always gives me a hard time. He's always like, there's no such thing as multitasking. True. right? But we do tend to stack things and put layers over layers, and we do tend to then fall into that trap of diluting our energy, diluting our focus, and not really getting as much done as we could. So the more our efforts are concentrated, the faster our progress is going. If you can focus for 90 days on a singular thing, then you can literally achieve more progress than you would have otherwise in a whole year. Have any of you experienced that? I am not really good at sticking to it, but I've done it. Thank you, Alexa. Yes, Laura. Yes, Eva. If you can just make the distinction, find that thing that you need to focus on. So how do you do that? It's simple. Focus is power, and you're going to accelerate your results when you dial in and you focus where you need to put your focus. So to find that one thing, if you can identify, your objective for the next 90 days, and then if you're able to take intentional and define specific action on that one thing. So I'm going to ask you a question. If you have a piece of paper or something, you can jot down an answer that might be helpful for you. So I want you to look at the year from January up till now. And if you were to look at the income that you took home since the beginning of this year, and if you were to take 80% of where that income came from, what and how was that achieved? So what was it that brought the income? Was it webinars? Was it speaking? Was it consultations? You upselling products or programs? Was it referrals, networking? What is it that brought 80% of your income? Think about that for a second. Is it working at conventions and trade shows, Kim? Is it doing those upselling products that you have to remaining clients? What is it that's bringing 80% of your income in? And then once you figure that out, what that one thing was, what kind of concentrated focus and action can you take towards expanding and accelerating it and doubling or even quadrupling the results that you're getting from it right now in the next 90 days? What is it that you can do so my suggestion is to switch your focus to that one thing for 90 days and see what happens. What do you need to eliminate or put to the side for a little bit to be able to create the space to be able to focus on that one thing for the next 90 days, right? So the problem that we normally have is that instead of making room, we decide we're going to do that one thing, but we just layer it on top of our already jam-packed schedule, right? So what I want you to think about is, what is that thing you need to do? And what can you postpone, put aside, or eliminate to make room for you to spend more time or put your main focus for the next 90 days on that one thing? And I'm saying this because with the conference coming up, if you've identified that one thing, you can apply that to your follow-up with your list, right? You can apply that one thing and get an ROI. You know, we need to get a return on investment on our time spent, on the money spent to come to the conference. So I want you to assess, what is that thing when you are doing your follow-up with your guests, and what is that thing in your business that you need to be doing and focusing on solely to really double or triple your results. Okay. How's that sound? Anyone want to share? Anyone want to share have you figured out that one thing, or do you need to go and think about it a little bit, assess? I know for me, my business has exponentially grown in the last year from speaking, live speaking, podcasts, virtual speaking. So I'm really directing my focus towards getting more speaking engagements for the next 90 days. All right. And I'm going to see what that does for my business. Who else would like to share? All right. So I'm going to give you guys to process that. Oh, Eva's sharing. You're muted, honey. Can't hear you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. One of the things I found with the last conference, because I didn't know what I was doing, I have a lot of leads that ended up going to the wayside because I had not scheduled for them. I didn't have a plan when I met with somebody, how they were going to fit into that. So that's what I'm trying to do now, is to make sure that I have those in place. But I like the idea of how do you best convert, and putting your emphasis on conversion. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to create my speaker reel and put all of that in there, because I need to have that done and in place so that
Right.
I'm not losing all of those contacts I had because I don't have time to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many leads, I couldn't follow up on them all.
Yes, and that happens. That happens. And that's also why, as you go from conference to conference, you will also get better systems in place to be able to follow up with people. Even if you can't get that one-on-one within the first 2 or 3 weeks, if you have a little newsletter or something going out, keeping them in your funnel, keeping them engaged with you, if you have a list for those people specifically, then you can also take a little more time. Sometimes when you have so many, getting those one-on-ones scheduled. I mean, I actually had some one-on-ones 2 months after the conference, and it's okay. As long as you follow up, as long as you reconnect, it's just about really making sure you have a way of doing that. And then, when I'm talking about that, one thing you should focus on, it's what you said, Eva. How are you converting? What is converting best for you? What is it that's going to bring those people into you and want them to engage with you? What is the processes you're going to put them through? How are you going to lead them? Or, whether you need to assist them in your business or refer them to someone else. Remember, that's why we have the community. We have other people. If that person might need something that someone else in the community has, our goal is for you to refer them to that person. So we always have their needs as our number one priority. All right. Was that helpful? I hope that was helpful for everybody. Thank you so much for popping in today, Alexa. Good to see you again, Joey. Welcome back. Hope to see a lot more of you. And Laura has a question.
Yeah, Vanessa, we're doing that speed networking again on the Friday, are we not?
We are.
Okay. I don't know about everybody else, but I can tell you from the last one, I found it very helpful if people actually had the business cards to hand you, because those go so quick. And
Yes.
by the time you exchange each other's information, you barely get to tell them what you want, and choom, you go.
Okay.
So if you have business cards, to me, I think that's very helpful to just hand them the business card and then be able to get into the meat of what they're looking for. Because
Right.
I found I had information on people, but then I didn't have the full information to contact them because it got so rushed. But if I had a card, I could go back and match them up.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Eva, you had something to add?
One of the things I was going to do this time, and then for all my guests, I was going to have them do a labels with
Okay.
all of their information, so that when you're sitting down and you're exchanging your page, they can just put the label on, and then they have more time to talk.
Okay.
So I'm not
Yeah.
only doing that for myself, I'm doing that for all of my guests.
Fantastic. I love that. That's because those 7-minute meetings do go very, very fast on the Friday. Alexa, you wanted to say something?
Take a stapler. What I like is those papers that we get in the
Speed
from the
networking?
and
Yes.
then I just always staple the card on there, and I write all my notes from the person when we're going back and forth onto the paper. So then
Oh,
I
that's a
can-
great idea. Yes, Kim.
Will the workshop on goals be videotaped, and would it be available on the Achieve wall?
You mean for at the conference?
Hi.
Hello there.
We are not recording anything.
Okay.
I got some stuff for you to fill out, so
Okay, awesome.
read this. think I might-
Larry, I need you to just mute yourself, my darling. Thank you. Hi there, Joe. I see you just joined
Uh,
us. We're just
Yeah,
about.
read that and sign the back of it,
done.
and then fill out the top
Hold
of the
on, let me
second
see
sheet.
if I can mute Larry here. Yeah, there we go. Well, you guys, we are just about wrapping up. So I thank everyone who came, everyone who was here today. This is a wonderful group. And thanks for sharing all your wonderful ideas for the conference. Let's go this week and get everything in line and in order to make this the most successful, most productive, best earning conference for everybody. Thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for joining us today.